Hello there! Today I will be reacting to Diana and Phil. German things my boyfriend does. American girlfriend perspective. This is gonna be very interesting. I mean, I know a little bit about German boyfriends because I follow the Vietnamese girl on YouTube. Sometimes her shorts pops up. So I learned a little bit from a German boyfriend in that sense. So yeah, this video is gonna be cooler because an American perspective is totally different from an Asian one, and of course a European one. So yeah, let's see how weird these German boyfriends actually are. Let's go.
What's up everyone? My name is Gianna from our channel DFTV, and in this video today I wanted to do something a little different. Phil, my boyfriend, is from Germany. Phil and I have been traveling throughout Southeast Asia together. We visited Germany last year for the very first time, and there are a few things that I've realized are a little German that he does. I don't know, we're not trying to stereotype anyone here. So in this video I wanted to talk about things my German boyfriend does.
6 things. Okay.
Alright, so here's the German.
Hello. People say I speak with a very strong German accent all the time, so I'm just talking normal.
Alright, so in this video I'm going to go over 6 things that I feel like are pretty German that you do. Ooh. He doesn't know what I'm talking about. Alright, so the first one is, there's a German word for it, and it's about always looking and comparing the prices to figure out what is the best value. And it's on
I always do that too. On
the German Amazon even. It's like a category. Price, what is it?
You know it.
Preis-Leistungsverhältnis.
Nope. Yeah, Preis-Leistungsverhältnis.
And it literally means like price-performance ratio.
Yeah, good value.
Yeah, I mean, I love that about you. Don't get me wrong, because I do the same thing. Like, I look at the units per thing when I'm at Walmart and how much it costs.
We're not rich, so I'm looking for a good value. Is that not normal? Do you not compare prices?
It's funny that there's actually a German word for it.
In the USA, people use price-performance ratio, but usually when comparing specific products. Not many people use it when buying bread or going out to eat at the restaurant. Okay, yeah, it will make sense. I guess. I always try to get the cheapest option that is also pretty good.
Not everybody doing that. I feel like that's so normal.
Sometimes he spends a little too long in the aisle for like bread or something, and he's looking, all right, well,
yeah,
that one
look
has
at
more
the
units,
per kilogram price, not at the unit price. But I actually don't know if that's a super German thing. I feel like Germans oftentimes buy more expensive things to show their status.
Or just because you assume that quality is associated with more expensive items.
Yeah, so, but I think a good amount does that.
Yeah, if you're German, let us know. But I've read it.
German?
I've looked up in the German Amazon, and that word, Preis-Leistungsverhältnis, has been used so many times.
Every review about some products, like I'm thinking about computers or whatever, mostly has a category of that. You always have a winner of that review or the test, like the best thing, and then they always have a Preis-Leistungsverhältnis-Sieger, a winner of the price-performance ratio. That's usually the way to go.
I like it. Alright, so my next point is something that I've learned when we were traveling around the world together, because in America there's always an additional tax and tip that is not included in the price, and you have to know to include 10%, 20%, 25% in the price that's given. He hates this.
Yes.
We were in Bali and their menu would...
I can understand that. Actually, the last time in my recent vacation, I went to Venice and there was this fucking restaurant. Oh my god, it got me pissed off, but I was like, oh, whatever anyway. They had the daily menu that was 15 euro per person. On top of that, they made us pay for, of course, the coperto, that is basically the service. And it was written there that you pay 10% also for the service. So I guess that was the coperto, right? The service. Instead, not. You pay like double, twice the service. It was like 10% of the total amount. Drinks were not included. And on top of that, you pay for another service. It was... yeah, it was pretty fucked up. And many restaurants in Venice, they had that thing. So, pretty annoying. Totally annoying. And it wasn't a tax charge also. I've never seen that before in Italy. Or in Europe, for that matter. I mean, I know that in Prague, many restaurants will ask you for a tip. But that's something that you decide whether to give or not, of course.
would say sometimes at the bottom that there's a government tax and a service fee included after the fact. He thinks it's a lie. He thinks that you are lying to him and that you are cheating him. If it says $15, it better be $15, and if an additional 25% is added on top of that, he gets so mad. I completely understand you, but growing up in America where tipping culture is like just you have to.
Oh, we have a tipping culture. But if I go to the supermarket and it says this candy bar is $1.99 and I go with my $2 to the
that happened to me the first time. I've never been to the US, but I've stayed a month a long time ago in Puerto Rico. That is a territory of the US, so basically stuff worked the same way. I still remember when I went to buy groceries, because I always like to do this thing. I don't know if it's a common thing or not, that whenever I'm putting up the stuff on the counter, I already go with my mind through the price. So I know pretty much basically how much I will pay in total. And most of the times I don't say that I'm perfectly right, but within 5 to 10 euro, I'm always there. And then I paid like 30 euro more than I expected. I was like, what the fuck? Is there something wrong over here? And then they showed me there was this tax over there because all the prices were without the VAT, the VAT. That's, yeah. I don't like that either. But it's a cultural thing at the end of the day, you know? If you're born with it, you grow up with it, it's normal. It's just that if you're not used to it, it's kind of annoying.
Checkout, and then the woman says, thank you, that's $2.17. I was like, why? They're adding the tax afterwards. But if I have a limited amount of money, imagine like a kid, I have my $5 and I want an ice cream and a chocolate bar and then maybe a little toy for my friend, and you have to add up these prices. $3.76 and then there's $2.24 and I have to be, okay, how much is value added tax? Why? It makes no sense. That really makes me angry. I don't know if it's a German thing. In these restaurants in Bali, I think somebody noticed, oh wait, there's a place in the world like the US where they just add money afterwards. We can call it tax, we can call it service fee, and they add it. We might write it on a menu, we might not, and it's not even conform. Like it's not like all of them do that.
It's not uniform, yeah.
Some of them do it. You go next door, they don't do it, and it just feels like they're
cheating you.
They charge 7, they add a shitload of weird percentages, and I charge.
I can totally see how that might seem like scamming. Yeah. Nobody does that in Europe, thank God.
9 in the end, and I rather
Very
than
confusing.
telling me it's 9 and not feel like scammed and come back there than doing that. I can get on a rant. I can rage about this. It's so stupid.
He's gonna be so mad when we go to the US.
Is everybody running around with a calculator in the supermarket?
I completely agree, but I didn't realize there was another way until I left the US. That's just how I grew up. So it's something that has grown to frustrate me as well, but when I first met Phil, he was fuming.
That's just annoying.
So another thing that my German boyfriend does, and we've kind of learned throughout our relationship to adapt with, is the direct language. I grew up in the South, like the Southeast, good old Southern, like you have that Southern charm. What?
What is good old Southern? What does that mean?
What? I didn't do like that. I did
Good old
that.
Southern.
Oh my God, no, I didn't mean that. Good old Southern charm where you sugarcoat everything and you are super polite to people. You fake a smile even if you do not like that person. I really don't like that part of the culture that I grew up in, that area, that region of the US. I do not like that fake culture, but I still think it was a little different meeting Phil because I think the German language is more direct. He likes to say efficient. Maybe it's more efficient and getting your point across. I don't know.
Should I say, well, darling, could you give me an example, please? I might have an idea what you're talking about, but
why do you get a British accent when you're trying to be polite?
Well, it would be very nice if you can give me an example about that.
I'm trying to think of an example. I don't know.
Never say no, it's fugly.
I can't think of one right now.
Yeah, I noticed that sometimes with things that are kind of normal to me, that she gets a little bit offended, like it's a little bump to the head, like.
Oh, I don't have a good example of it, but I like it. Like I like it's something. I don't.
You know how there's the stereotype Germans are a little direct and seem a little not that warm at the beginning, but if you get close to them, they're very loyal. And I think that's true. Maybe it's not as.
I think that's a Nordic thing, right? I mean, I know Germany is not in the north of Europe, it's central, but I feel like it's a Nordic. Like in Southern Europe, we are more, as Americans, I would say, I mean, maybe not as exaggerated, but I feel like most of the times, even in Italy, people will be sugarcoating everything, you know, you wouldn't be so direct to other people. It would seem a little bit weird, probably. Maybe actually, no. I feel like pretty much everywhere in Italy would be like that. Probably the northern regions like South Tyrol or I don't know. There are some regions they're really not like that. I live in the north of Italy, by the way, in Piedmont, and I feel like most people would just be smiling even if they hate you through their teeth, and they will try to be nice in every possible way, even if they mean the total opposite. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess it depends from person to person, but very different in that sense, Italy from Germany, I would say.
Fake, so we're better than the rest. Can't say that as a German. We're not allowed to say things like that. Yeah,
I think it's just a little more direct language, and there's no extra fluff. There's no extra descriptors or dancing around the point. I can't think of an example right now, but that's what I've realized. You just get straight to the point, which I like, but it's something that I've learned in our relationship. Okay, but
that's a point I'm not completely agreeing with her, but she mentioned that a couple of times. Because I always thought I'm the nicest person, and I learned I'm not.
All right, so this one might get into some political topics, but my fourth point is more doctor-related visits. So my approach growing up with the American healthcare system is you do not go to the doctor unless you are dying. You don't want to pay that copay. Your medical bills are going to be super expensive if you just go to the visit for a cold. If you go to the hospital, you are in debt for the rest of your life. It's a very different system. But I met Phil, and in Thailand, when he got sick, we had to go to the hospital, and we needed to at that point, but he was not afraid to.
Ruptured disc.
And I would have been scared to. I probably would have been like, no, I can't. Because even if I am covered by my insurance, it does not cover the full healthcare bill.
So even if you pay for health insurance, it's not gonna be covered everything totally. Wow. So you pay for insurance in the US and it's still not gonna cover everything.
In Germany, you pay for it through taxes, but everything is covered. So no one is afraid to go to the doctor, or you don't have a reason to be afraid to go to the doctor for financial reasons. Our outlook, our perception on going to the doctor is very different. I will not go unless I'm dying.
Yeah, the bottom line is you can go as often as you want to any doctor. I feel like it's people's hobbies to go to the doctor. It never costs anything. I had to go to the hospital. I had to get an MRT and something. I had insurance, and they paid for everything. In the end, I didn't pay anything, and in Germany, I never pay anything because health is just covered. Everybody pays a percentage.
Is it cover everything totally? Because here in Italy, you still have to pay, of course, for the doctor visit, like the ticket when you go. I mean, there's a lot of bureaucracy, of course, but I don't know actually how different it is from Italy. Here, you have to go to your family doctor that has to do like his diagnosis, you know, tell you go there, and then you have to check out what is the next available date where you can get a specialized visit at the hospital or the clinic or whatever other doctor you need to. If you go to directly the doctor, you have to pay for it, of course. And when you get the visit, you still have to pay for the ticket unless you have some kind of I don't know, low income, stuff like that. So yeah, it's not. It seems the way he's describing the German healthcare system seems so much better, and especially after COVID here in Italy is totally fucked up. Like you go to, I don't know, you go to your doctor, puts you like the priority for your visit, and then they tell you this visit could be done in 2.5 years, something like that. It's like, bro, what? What if I'm dying? I have to wait 2.5 years. What the hell? So people, most of the times, they pay. Now we got so many of those clinics that they just opened up where you can get a visit right away, paying less, but still you gotta pay for it. But if you go to the hospital, of course, you can go to the emergency room. Unfortunately, like 5 years ago, on my 30th birthday, I felt so sick after eating barbecue with my parents. I had like so much pain in my stomach. I couldn't anymore. I was trying as much as I could to avoid going to the doctor, of course, to the emergency room, because I don't know, I just feel lazy to stay there and wait. I don't know, maybe I'm weird. And yeah, when they visited me, they said like, no, we gotta operate you. If that would have happened in the US, probably they would have charged me, I don't know, 100,000 or whatever. Well, here in Italy, I didn't pay anything. I just paid for the medication when I was released. They gave me some free medications, but then I had to buy more on my own. Total, maybe I paid 30 or 40 euros, something like that. Yeah, that's so much better. By the way, I'm okay now.
Out of that paycheck to the state for health insurance,
Yeah.
and everything is covered. Not cosmetical things. If I want to have a facelift or something, then that's of course not covered. But everything
Yeah.
medical related is covered.
He's not a doctor runner, but it's just very opposite of me growing up in the US and more fearing going to
Yeah.
the doctor because of how expensive it will be, which isn't right. Like
That's
if I have to go
frightening
to the hospital because I'm ill, like clinically ill, I shouldn't be scared to go because I'm afraid of how it will affect my future finances.
That's frightening to me. Yeah, if you consider German running to the doctor, that's totally German. Doctors' offices are packed all year round.
It's just very different culturally
too.
for me. I kind of like that healthcare system a little better. All right, so my fifth point, and I feel like this is probably stereotypical Germany. Germany's reputation around the world is being efficient. That's what they're known for. That's the branding. And it's not a bad stereotype. It's very good. I feel like Phil fits the stereotype with efficiency.
Yeah.
He hates inefficiency. If we go into a line for like buying a ticket or something, or a supermarket, or just checking into an airport, he gets so mad if it's inefficient. He's like, this doesn't make sense. Why is this
I can totally relate to Phil. You know, he could be my best friend. I can totally relate to
here?
him.
What? There's no logic to it. And he goes off on a little tangent about how inefficient it is.
Yeah, with that example, I feel like sometimes people just don't do the next step of thinking of making something just a little easier for everybody or quicker. I hate waiting, hate dawdling. Yeah, I like to do things efficiently.
I love that about you because I feel like I'm the same way, just maybe not to that extent. What is different is that he points out every inefficiency to me. And so that's why I'm so much more conscious of it if it's
She doesn't like if I
inefficient.
point something out that she's doing that's not efficient, right?
Likewise, just because you're German doesn't mean everything you do is efficient.
That's true, yeah.
It's a different culture.
Yeah.
But I've
so I
noticed
don't
that.
know if it's a stereotype. Efficiency, it's probably on average.
Is efficiency a
probably
stereotype?
pretty true.
All right, so my last point is something that we both do. It's a little weird, but we kind of both hide our...
We do have the same stereotype, especially Swiss and Germans. Both Swiss and Germans. It depends on the person, but most of the times it's always the efficiency of Germans or Swiss.
our identities when we travel.
Our
And what I mean by
identity.
that is we don't advertise. I don't run around with an American flag saying that I'm American. He doesn't go around saying Ich bin Deutsch. Was that right?
Yeah.
Especially for Germany and America.
I can totally tell. Most of the times when I'm abroad and I hear Italian speaking, I try my best not to interact with them. I don't really like to meet Italians when I'm abroad. I don't know why, but yeah, I always try to hide my identity as well. I can totally relate to that.
People
too.
have very strong opinions about the country, either good or bad. You know, some people love it and some people hate the
bad.
country. It really just depends. And so it's not something that we go around advertising. We kind of hide our identities. Also, you can't like tell, I mean, maybe you can tell by looking at some of us, but you can't really always tell unless we start speaking or something.
I think I do, yeah. I don't know if that's German. I think it's not German, but something I do, that's true. I'm very curious what the perception of Germany is from an American standpoint. If it's like, yeah, Germany efficiency, like the motor of Europe, or is it still the Nazis over there? I experienced that a couple of times. So if I'm meeting somebody or if I just have a brief encounter with somebody, I feel like there's no reason for me to let them know where I'm from. So I feel like Germany, everybody...
I feel like in Italy, especially in older movies, the image of the German is always portrayed in a both bad and good way. It's always like the mad scientist from Germany. So it's good because it's a smart person. We recognize that you guys in Germany are pretty smart, pretty, I don't know. But still with the mad thing, I don't know if it's only in Italy that we got this perception, especially the stereotype we portray in movies. But no, the Nazi thing, I don't think anyone in Italy will be thinking of actual Germans from this generation or past generations as Nazis. I mean, I never had that. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think so.
It just goes immediately to dark places with their minds. But then again, for example, I met a lot of cool Indian
Yeah.
people, or in Southeast Asia, they were, hey, Germany, BMW, football, what is your favorite club, football club,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So that was surprising to me, but in general, I'm a little holding that back a little bit. And I think, in contrary to what the people on the internet say, I think non-natives have a hard time pointing out my accent, so they don't know immediately that I'm from Germany.
You could be Swedish.
I could be everything. People are whatever. And for you, same thing. You don't scream
Racially
American.
ambiguous unless I start speaking. But overall, it's not that we're ashamed of where we're from. I am super thankful that I was born in the US. It's allowed so many opportunities. It's just that it's not something that we go around advertising.
Yeah, I think nobody should be too proud where they're from. You can't influence that, and you should not be too sad about it.
All right,
I'm European.
All right, so those are kind of just things that I've noticed throughout, and especially coming back into Germany our second time around and traveling with you and seeing you in different countries.
Well, you missed so many awesome things. Like, he's super smart, he's super good looking all the time, he's super humble all the time, and he cooks awesome food for me all the time. He cares for me.
Those are
Next
all,
video, part 2.
Those are all true.
Part 2.
They're all true. The humble, maybe not so much. But yes, we just wanted to make a video on that because I wanted to see if other people agree or if they have these thoughts, or what do you think? Are they super German? Are they not? These are just things my boyfriend Phil
Yeah, I'm
does.
really curious
So
about
just let
it.
us know in the comments below your thoughts on
German boyfriends.
yes. Or girlfriends. German stereotypes. We'll just make it super controversial.
Don't forget to give the video a big thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the little bell icon to get notifications. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
That was really interesting. That was really interesting. It was actually eye-opening. I really enjoyed the video. I want to know now, as they asked at the end of the video, are those stereotypes true? What is your opinion on everything that was said? I'm really curious. So yeah, please let me know down in the comments. Please keep on also recommending me more videos to learn better about the German culture. Of course, don't want to generalize too much. Everyone is different in its own way. In some stuff, I'm very Italian, while in others, I'm the opposite of an Italian. I guess it's like that for pretty much everyone. We can't be all the same, or we wouldn't even be human. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. See you very soon.